NBA viewership continues to decline, even with the league's new addition to the regular season, the Emirates NBA Cup. So was this in-season tournament a brilliant idea or a complete disaster? What's up, you guys? I'm Rachel DeMita, and welcome to the Courtside Club. It is once again another day of the 12 Days of Radmas, where we are uploading a video every single weekday up until Christmas Day, with 50% of the earnings on these videos going to animal shelters here in Texas. So obviously, you guys, all of the views, comments, likes, all of the things are greatly appreciated, and they are also going to a great cause. Unfortunately, today, you guys, we are once again talking about the NBA, the decline in viewership, but most recently, there were numbers that came out talking about the NBA Cup viewership and also ticket prices to these games in Vegas, and it is not looking good. So a new report just came out that the NBA Cup viewership is down 10%, ESPN viewership is down 28%, and the 2024 playoff viewership is down 12%. So with that, you guys, it was also announced that ticket prices are also dropping. So last year, the average purchase price for one of these games in Vegas was $237, and this year it is averaging $98 and dropping. Now, this stat was actually crazy. So tickets for the NBA Cup in Las Vegas have plummeted since the teams were set. It seems like that they were hoping for the Lakers, Warriors, Suns, Clippers, Celtics, or Knicks, but none of those got in. So December 14th, the price for the Bucks-Hawks game is as low as $29. Thunder Rockets, $39, and an NBA Cup final ticket you guys can get as low as $79. And I saw this tweet, you guys, that honestly was so eye-opening. Somebody said there is a 26-year-old in the middle of a 15-game span averaging 33, 5, and 6 on the second best team in the league that more than likely is going to make the finals, and most people don't care. The NBA is so cooked. Obviously, you guys, here he is talking about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He is just having a fantastic run, and he's honestly in like his third season of playing fantastic basketball. He has been up there in MVP voting for the past 3 seasons, but this person makes a good point. People aren't that interested. And the fact that ticket prices dropped so much just because there wasn't a huge market team in the NBA Cup is just so eye-opening. And it starts to make you wonder if the NBA and the media have done just a poor job of marketing some of the younger players in the league, and they have focused too much on players like LeBron James and Steph Curry, who might only have, at best, a few years left in them. So what is going to happen after some of these big superstars that we have been following for over a decade? What happens when they leave? Who are people going to be interested in next? And it seems like it hasn't been a natural, like there hasn't been a player in the league who naturally has just taken a hold of people's interest and really captured that casual fan. Somebody commented under this and said, after the NBA Cup, OKC isn't on a national TV again until January 29th. Somebody else said they've done a horrible job promoting and marketing guys under the age of 30. And somebody else said Lakers are still the best draw in the NBA other than the Warriors. This dip in viewership, as shocking as it has been, and a lot of people have been talking about it specifically this season, there has been a downward trend in the NBA, and the numbers are kind of crazy. So viewership for the entire NBA is down around 48% since 2012. So in 12 years, half of the viewership is pretty much gone. And 4 of the 5 lowest rated NBA finals of the past 30 years have occurred in the past 4 years. 11.64 million viewers in 2024, 12.4 million viewers in 2022, 9.91 million viewers in 2021, and 7.45 million viewers in 2020. And the 2020 NBA season was kind of a mess, and I feel like so many people even during that time didn't care so much about sports. There were so many other real world things for people to be worried about. People just weren't tapped into sports in general. But what is going on here? So last season we saw actually a jump in viewership for the in-season tournament, aka NBA Cup. And I feel like there was so much more emphasis on the tournament last season. Also, the fact, you guys, that I feel like a lot of people have forgotten, the team that wins the NBA Cup, every single player on that team gets over $500,000. You win $500,000 for winning that game. And the losing team in the championship, each player gets $200,000. The people who are in the quarterfinals, the teams that are in the quarterfinals, every player gets $100,000. I don't know why. Like, that was such a selling point. That was something that the media was talking about so much last season. Everybody just seems to have forgotten about that. The players should be so amped to play in these games. And I will come to their defense in that if you have watched any of these NBA Cup games, they are a lot more intense than regular season games. And also, even in the fourth quarter, they're still playing hard because the point differential comes into play when it came to like seeding these teams and putting them into the tournament and coming out of group play. So we were getting more intense basketball than we usually do. Now, something that a lot of people bring up when we talk about viewership being down is just the accessibility of these games and how hard it is and how expensive it is to be able to watch your favorite team, or honestly just watch any of these games. You need to have so many different services, and YouTube TV just raised their prices to now $80 a month. It went from being like $30 when it first came out to now being $80. Plus, if you want to buy League Pass, if you want to buy all of these things, you're spending like well over $100 every single month, and you probably still won't be able to watch all the games that you want to watch. One thing that I thought was interesting is that the NFL, even though they have far fewer games in the NBA, their viewership has actually been the highest that it's ever been since 2015. The NFL has averaged 17.3 million viewers, but the NFL has also expanded what services you need to be able to watch the NFL this year. I don't think that it is by any means on the same level as the NBA with how many things you need to get to be able to watch games. But that is something to note, that maybe the NFL has done a better job at not only just marketing certain players, but they've done a better job at marketing teams across the board, so that even if a big market team, like let's talk about the Cowboys, even if the Cowboys suck, and they have for a while, viewership still doesn't dip. You don't need these powerhouse teams to be driving viewership. I think that there's a lot at play here. We have talked about some of the other things in my previous videos. We've talked about the amount of three-pointers that NBA players and teams are now shooting. We've talked about just, superstars sitting out games, not having the love for the game that it seems like players did have in the early 2000s, in the 90s, and before. We talked about certain leadership in the NBA. One thing I do know just from working with the NBA is that they are trying to make a conscious effort to build up some of these younger stars. I know this personally because I host a show on Twitter called the Rising Stars Report, and I've been doing that for about 4 seasons. We talk about the rookies and sophomores in the league, and we talk about their game, what they're doing well. We interview those players on each episode, and the NBA has also had me at All-Star to do interviews with all the rising stars. I feel like a lot of times they stick me with interviewing the younger stars. They've told me that they feel like I can get more out of them and they're not so nervous. And honestly, it is more fun for me to interview some of the younger stars in the NBA than it even is more of the established stars, because they come in and they still have an excitement. They're not as media trained, so they'll give you fun answers. But this is something that the NBA has tried to incorporate into their media, into their social media posts. We even saw before Victor Wembanyama got in the league, they were broadcasting his games in France on the NBA app, and they did so much with Wemby during his first season. I think the problem is that you can't make superstars. The media can't make superstars. Fans are the ones who organically create the superstars. Fans know who they want to gravitate toward. And we haven't seen somebody who has really brought a boost in ratings, a boost in interest, since I feel like Steph Curry was the last one to really raise the bar and get people so excited about the NBA again. Basketball's in such a weird space, and it's sad to see because there is a lot of great talent. I mean, we even saw Trae Young take out the Knicks, and I feel like there just wasn't as much hype around that as you would see in other times. But that was just such a huge game. But anyway, at this point, you guys, I'm just rambling. You let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think that the NBA Cup was a brilliant idea? Do you think that they should continue it? Or do you think it was a disaster and now it's kind of just lost its energy, lost its appeal? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below. Of course, thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it and click that little subscribe button because we're uploading a video every single day until Christmas. And with that, you guys, I will see you tomorrow. Ooh,